What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy, Dumb Kizzy in the building. Can't wait to talk, and guess what? We gonna talk about it. Man, I feel so good, so amazing to be back in front of you guys. Woo! It's been a while. It's been a minute. Like it's several minutes. You dig? But man, I'm telling y'all, I feel good. I feel great. I had a reason for the absence, and I'm not gonna get into this video. But what I am gonna get into is a whole lot more. So I'm grateful that y'all are tuning in. I'm grateful that y'all are watching. Continue to like, continue to subscribe, continue to comment. Continue to just share all those wonderful things, man. When we working together like this, ain't nothing we can't do. So appreciate y'all, man. Just stay tuned, keep watching, and it's gonna be some more stuff. As y'all know, podcast is called Can't Wait to Talk. So I always talk about weighty subjects, things that are heavy. And if you can tell by the thumbnail, it's called Single, and Waiting. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the regular, it's the waiting. I've been single now for a few years, and it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. Now, in my estimation, there are plenty of reasons why people are single. Are they single by choice? Are they single because they ain't got no choice but to be single? Or are they single because, hey, they just ain't found that right special one? Well, being single is not a bad thing. There's a lot of pros and cons to being single. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, okay, well, what are the pros? The pros is, in my estimation, this just me. This just me talking. I'm not an expert in singleness or singlehood or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Because there's a lot of levels. Are you single and no children? Are you single with children? Or are you in something, but yet you still claim you're single? Oh, my Lord. Whew. I don't know about that one. I can't touch that one. So, being single with no children, hey, there's a freedom that is unimaginable. You can go as you please. You ain't got to answer nobody. You ain't got to question nobody. Whatever time you feel like coming home, that time you can come home. Whenever you want to leave, you can leave. You can spend your money how you want to. You can go wherever you want to. You can travel to wherever you want to. Like, man, only thing, you just got to make your call and election sure unto the Lord, if that's how you flow. So you got that. Now, if you single with kids, that changes, because you can still do those things, but I need somebody to watch my kids, or I got to take my kids with me. And that even changes the dynamic of how you date. See, a person that's single and they can walk up to anybody or get on these sites. Hey, how you doing? My name, people see the profile, no kids, and they're like, oh, okay, And that might make them more approachable, because there are no strings attached. No strings attached. But for a person who has kids, it's like, oh, they kid, oh, okay, you got, okay, a child. Oh, you got two. Oh, two. Okay, two. Oh, you got three. Oh, you got four. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they might make a person a little hesitant on ooh, should I reach out to them? Do I really want to date them? And now this is online stuff that I'm kind of, talking about, because you kind of can see, I've been on there a couple times, just, looking. I just browsing, online shopping, that's all. But if you meet somebody on the street, of course, we visionary people. So all we see is what we see. They got a nice smile, what the body type looking like, are they clean? You know what I'm talking about? Like, clean dress, hair done, all that, I ain't too boop. But anyway, so you looking at that. Now, mind you, you ain't never talked to them. You don't know nothing about them. You just going off of what you see. You hear. This all you see was right in front of you. Now, of course, you exchange numbers and this and that. They feel the same way. You attracted to them, they attracted to you. So there's a transfer of information. And, I'm old school, so it used to be phone number. Hey, can I get your phone number? Now it's like, hey, can I get your IG? I can't get your IG. Where's your IG? What? I'm over 40. What are you talking about? That ain't my IG. But that's where we at now. However you transfer information, that's what you do. Then once you transfer the information, then it's like, okay. But whatever, you go out, you start hearing stuff, and I've been married, or I got this, that, and then it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's not to take from who that person is, because I think when you're single, we all become single at some point. Like, I would say once you out of high school, because most people date in high school, but that's to me, it's like almost like puppy love. You trying to figure out who you are. You're going through puberty. You're going through all these different things, and you start liking a little boy, liking a little girl. So sometimes it can be serious, but most of the time it's just like, hey, But when you really get out of high school and you start being a grown up and paying your own bills and all that, relationships take on a whole different thing, because it's no longer this puppy love. It's no longer this, and that's the other thing. When you in school like that, there's a population of people. There's a population of people. So it's like, hey, if this don't work, I can move on to the next. That one don't work, I can move on. When you out in the real world, it don't quite work like that. Because if you a guy and you work with a bunch of dudes, where the ladies at? Vice versa, you a woman work with a bunch of women, where the men at? See what I'm saying? So it's like, so the only time you're gonna really run into somebody, maybe you go to the club or the grocery store or to the gym, that's how you'll kind of meet people. So that pool of people, like it was in high school, even college, slenders down when you're in the real world, when you're in the working world, when you're the adult. So, like I said, being single can take on a lot of different levels. And that's why it's single and waiting, because there's a heaviness that comes with that. Because, let's just start here. As a Christian, Paul talks about being single. And he said it's actually better to be single. Why? Because you can devote all your attention and your time to God through Jesus Christ. That's first and foremost. Because, and the reason why he said that is because it's not that you shouldn't have love or you can't have love, because the Bible, God created humans. He created male and female. He said in our image. So that we can, be fruitful and multiply. So God, created men and women to come together. marriage, fruitful, children, multiply, But Paul was saying, hey, it's better to be single. That way, you won't be distracted. Because one thing about a relationship, it can take up a lot of your time. Why? Because you're trying to figure out that person. They trying to figure you out. You're trying to understand a person. They trying to understand you. You trying to trust that person. They trying to trust you. You trying to, spend time with that person. They trying to spend time with you. And that takes a lot. A relationship, marriage is work. It's work. So, if your relationship with God is not like this, your relationship with that person, if your relationship with God is like this, and you add in the person that you're trying to be with, then guess what? Y'all already not like this. You and God are already not like this. Y'all like this. So y'all close to being together, but y'all not quite all the way there. Well, what you think gonna happen when you start dating somebody? That look like separation. And see, you really kicking with that other person, so now it's like, and it stretches. And you and this other person doing this, y'all intertwining. God just over here like, wow, okay, that's what we're doing. And see, God loves us so much that he ain't gonna even, he gonna be like, you made your choice. Do you? He like, hey, go ahead. If that's what you want to do. Just remember, that's what you wanted to do. That was your decision. That was your will. So, we got to be careful when we're single and we're out here dating it, that our relationship with God is this. So that when we start entertaining flesh, humanness, that it doesn't take us away from God like that. Matter of fact, we'll still be here with God, but we just say, hey, can I get a +1? Anybody watch basketball or even football? But let's use basketball as an example. You out on the court, they dribbling down. They got the NBA playoffs going on right now, so boom, boom, boom. Well, when a person is going up for a shot and gets fouled, if they make the bucket, not only do they make the bucket, but they get an and 1. Meaning because they got fouled, they get an opportunity to add one more point to what they scored. So if they scored a 2-point bucket, they got a chance to make it a 3-point play. If they scored a 3-pointer, they got a chance to make it a 4-point play. So when you are single and waiting and you want to date somebody, make sure that somebody's an and 1. Make sure that somebody is adding to what you already have. Oh my God. See, what you already have is amazing. What you already have is awesome. What you already have is great. So whoever comes into that space needs to be an and 1. You dig? Need to be an and 1 because you don't want to take from. Woo, my God. You don't want to take from what you already have. But see, in order to already have it, you got to have it. Because there's no need for and 1 if you don't have it. So that's why Paul was like, hey, it's better to be single. So that way you won't be distracted. Because see, here's the thing. We as humans are weak-minded. I think Paul said this as well. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Yeah, we weak. We weak, man. Woo, 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 woo. Boy, we can be some weak-minded individuals. And see, we'll think that, oh, I'm doing the right thing, but in reality, we're really not. Because our hearts are deceitful. So we'll be like, hey, I still pray. Yeah, but it ain't what it was or what it could be. Because all your attention is in this spouse. So Paul was like, yeah, it's better to be single. But here's the thing. He also said it's better to marry than to burn. So just in case you can't contain yourself, okay, get married. Like, I would rather you get married than for you to not do the will of the Father than to be out here not doing the will of the Father and, ultimately sacrificing your salvation, your spiritual man type of situation. So singleness can be an amazing track because you get to discover who you are. You get to understand what your purpose is. If you really take singleness serious and say, okay, I'm single and I'm single for a reason, regardless of how you became single, I'm single for a reason. And let me chime in with this right here. My mom, I love my mom. She was the greatest mother, in my opinion, in this earth. But she wasn't perfect. She had 2 sons, both out of wedlock, and 2 different fathers. Do that make her a bad person? No. Now, the world standards would give her a name now, but we ain't doing that. But what she did was, she took ownership and responsibility for what she did. Because she knew that was something that she did. She made a mistake one time, but then turned around and did it again. But then in that moment, she was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I can't keep going down these roads of selfishness and making it all about me and what my desires are, what I want to do, how I want to do it. God, I give my children to you, and I'm going to align my life with you fully. I'm going to stop playing games. I'm going to stop going back and forth. I'm going to stop being indecisive. I'm going to serve you and you alone. And she started doing that. So because she started doing that, her relationship got like this with God. There was an intimacy that took place. So when she did that, there was no longer time for trying to appease the flesh. She was like, God, I want your will to be done. And if it just so happened that you send somebody my way, I just want to be ready for them. The Bible say that man that findeth the wife findeth the good thing. Well, guess what? He's looking for a wife. He's not looking for a roommate. He's not looking for somebody that's trying to get. No, he's looking for a wife. So my mom was so dedicated on her relationship with God and raising her boys that she didn't have time. And she still was human. Her eyes was open. She, oh, hi. Ma'am, stop being fast. Oh, man. But ultimately, she wasn't going to risk what she had been building just for a handsome fella to come through, smelling good, looking good, and all that wonderful stuff. She might have grinned and giggled and all that, but she was like, if we ain't here, if we ain't on that same page, sir, I'm sorry. Like, she didn't bring nobody around us. I didn't have all these uncles Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I ain't have all these uncles and, oh, that's my mama friend. There was one guy that she brought around, and at that point I was a teenager, so I wasn't really trying to hear her say nothing about no guy, because I was the man. I felt, you don't even know about it, but that's neither here nor there. My point is, we got to understand how important it is for our relationship with God to be like this. We got to be tight, because there's a weight that is carried as a single person. Because when you don't have kids, you got to carry yourself in such a way that you don't want to do anything that can hinder someone else in their path and what they got going on in their life. Just because you outside don't mean that you can just live any old type of way, or that you should live any old type of way. Why? Because how you live, if you live recklessly, that could hinder the people around you. My mom taught me this when I first started driving. She said, son, when you drive, you got to drive for you and everybody else. And I was like, how you do that? I mean, they got their own car, like what? But she was telling me that everybody don't learn the same way. Everybody wasn't taught the same way. So to save you and them, drive for yourself and them as well. That means you got to be looking out for them, just in case they having a bad day, or just in case they wasn't taught like you was. Don't mean that the way you was taught was right or perfect. But if you are looking out for them, maybe, just maybe, you can prevent something from happening. So as a single person with no responsibilities as far as kids and all that, you can't be reckless. You gotta live your life for you and look out for everybody else. Because if you out here living recklessly and then you go hook up with somebody and now they are emotionally involved, but yet you just wanted a one-night stand, or you just wanted this and that and the other, you playing with their life. You playing with their heart. And now they mad at the world about it. I've been watching this show called Catfish, and I know y'all know about Catfish. I just found out about it just this year. I knew about the show, I never watched it. Just started watching this year. And if I tell you, man, the stories that I've seen, I'm sorry, I keep hitting this camera. The stories that I've seen on the show have been blowing my mind. People have been going years and years. I seen the episode yesterday. This woman had been talking to this person for 20 years. 20 years online. They had never met. You know how long 20 years is? For you to call yourself to be in a relationship with somebody that you ain't never seen, ever. I mean, not even on FaceTime, on nothing. And I ain't gonna go into the depths of the episode because it got real weird real fast. But my point is, she was caught up in this relationship with somebody that she had never even met. But to see all these people go through these different things, my heart goes out to them, because I'm like, wow. How could you be in love with someone that you've never seen, never met, never touched, never anything? And I get it. You can be emotionally attached. But if they aren't giving you back what you're giving them, then there's a problem. So my heart goes out to a lot of them, because I'm like, yo, I said a lot of times, was going back to single and waiting, the heaviness is when you're single, especially See, a lot of times we celebrate being single. Woo, yeah, I'm single. I'm outside. I'm in the club. I'm drinking. I'm doing my thing. And blah, 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 blah. That's the weekend. Like, you know. And then a month go by. Hey. You know what I'm talking about? Then 6 months go by. Yeah, I'm still outside. Hey, turn up, get it, all that. Then a year go by. All right. And you just came from your friend, your best friend wedding, who we're gonna never get married. See, it's cool to be single. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. It's cool to be single when you got partners and homies and your girls when they single with you. But then one by one get picked off, find them that good. Now you sitting over there like, huh. That single life don't seem the same. And because they your homies, they your partners, they your friends, they gonna still go out with you. Y'all still gonna hang. Oh, hey, girl, I gotta leave. Ooh, oh my God, I gotta get home before 12. What? 12? What are you talking about? The party just started. My man at the high, my girl at the high, man. Hey, say player. My girl at the high, dog. You know what I'm talking about? I gotta get home, man. Bro, man, we used to hang out. Hey, man, hey, you ain't finna I ain't finna be on the couch. Get you, dog. I ain't finna be sitting on the couch. Or then you got your kid. Oh, no, I told the babysitter I'd be back by such. I just want to come, see y'all. So, you looking at all this, that whole dynamic changed. So when you went from, hey, now it's like, lonely, I'm so lonely. It changes. So now, it's like it go through phases. You got the excited, and then okay, and like, all right, I'm still good, and my head above water. But then that water started getting right here by your nose, and it's like, okay. Then all of a sudden that water get above your head. Now you feel like you're drowning. And you're swimming. But you're getting deeper and deeper. And what happens when a person feel like they drowning and they dying? They get desperate. See, that's why I say it's a heaviness. Single and waiting brings about a heaviness. Because now you feel like you're drowning. And the person that's drowning, what when somebody come through, hey, help, save me. Get me out of this situation. Can you help me? I just want to be loved. I just want to be married. I just want to have kids. I want to have your kids. Can you help me? Help me. Now, mind you, the person that you're reaching out for help, unstable, don't really look the part. Because remember, we visual. So we see with our eyes. Just like food. When you see food, you like, oh, wow, what is that? My Lord. What? It got what in it? Oh, that look delicious. Then you taste it like, it wasn't all that I thought it was. So, appearances, I ain't gonna say it's everything, but it helps. So while you fall into the desperate stage, they ain't looking like you would, and our beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I will give you that. But again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So if you ain't seeing what you want to see, even remotely, even something that you will settle for, you might want to move on. But because you desperate, it's like, I mean, if you the only one here, I guess I'm drowning. So if you the only one here, that's right. And you find yourself in a relationship that is sucking the life out of you. Because you giving, and getting nothing back. So being single and waiting, the Bible say, wait, I say, on the Lord. When you allow God to orchestrate, see, God showed me something. I took a trip to Atlanta for my birthday, and last year. And when I was looking down, I'd been on a plane before. I always sit by the window because I just like to look outside. It's just a remarkable sight to me, looking out in the clouds and like, dang, I'm really up here. And so I always see what's going down, what's on the ground, whatever. And God was showing me, the scenery. And I'm looking at the trucks. Now, mind you, I drive 18-wheeler. I drive them. And on the ground, these suckers is massive. But in the air, they look like toys. And I'm looking, I say, man, them trucks look like little toys. Look, little Tonka, look. Beep, beep. God was like, he said, see, when you on ground level, everything look big to you. But when you see where I'm at, it's not as big as what you think. So what he was really breaking down to me was the situations that we're in seem huge, ginormous, because we're ground level. But when we elevate ourselves in that position of seeing it from where God sees it, from up high, those problems, those situations, that heaviness, that weightiness, that all of that, it's not as big as what we thought. Matter of fact, it's tiny. So you got to understand that being single and waiting, you should allow God to navigate that thing for you, because he know the end before the beginning. So aligning yourself with the right people, the right person, will be more of a blessing to you and not a hindrance. You won't waste a lot of time. See, I talk about my life a lot because I've wasted a lot of time in just everything, in every aspect of my life, relationships, my weight loss journey, everything, because of my desperateness, because of my lack of understanding, my not loving myself. See, every time that I was single, I didn't take time to figure out who I am, who is me, what's my purpose, why am I here? You know what I'm saying? But now that I know, see, I've been putting out different little videos, and I'm pretty sure people are like, okay, what he got going on? What? I'm in a different spot. I'm in a different place. I feel different. I look differently. And it's just the beginning. That's the amazing part. I'm like, well, we just getting started. What? I'm not even, hey, stay tuned. But anyway, That's how you grow. That's how you know. And so now, as a single man, I can go into whatever situation with a level head, with an understanding of what I'm getting into, and I can give that person everything that I need to give them, all of me, not just pieces of me. Because when you don't know who you are, you broken. When I see the people on Catfish, those are broken people. Self-esteem issues. Well, I didn't think I was good enough, and I just, I'm overweight, or I got this. The one girl, I think she had a problem with her talking. Like, I don't know if it was a lisp or whatever it was. And she was hiding from this guy for like 3 years or something like that. Well, when they finally met, she was like, I ain't gonna try to talk like she was talking, but the dude was like, that's it? Girl. Man, we could have been together. And actually, after the show, they got together and actually flew around, she was pregnant. Or they was wondering, yeah, So I was like, dang. But my point is, a lot of time was wasted all because of her insecurities. So, man, I just wanted to get on here, and I wanted to like I said, it's been a while, and I'm glad that I'm back. I'm glad that I'm feeling like I'm feeling, because I feel like I can give y'all something pure. I feel like I can come to y'all and really give y'all my all, man, give y'all my heart, man. Let y'all know that I love y'all, appreciate y'all, and I want to see y'all win. When I talk about things and talk about heavy situations, man, we all deal with weight. It ain't just the physical. It's the emotional weight. It's the mental weight, spiritual weight, church hurting, and it's a lot of stuff going on in this world that got us don't know if we coming or going. So we got to talk about these things, because I got a cousin now who can get, worked up about things. But what I do, I let them speak. And I just listen. I just sit back and say, okay, go. And once they get it out, then it's like and that showed me something. We just got to communicate. We got to learn what intimacy is. And I need to do a video on intimacy, man, because it's deep. It ain't just, shoulder rub and rubbing on the feet and massages. And intimacy has so many deep, integral levels. Whew, my Lord. But I just want to shout out to all my single people out here, man. There's love for you. But that love got to start from within. You got to love yourself first. You got to love and honor yourself first. And once you love and honor yourself, then guess what? You can drive for you and everybody else. So you won't be out here getting in these toxic relationships. You won't be out here just running through people because you don't want your heart to be oh my God. Because you don't want your heart to be broken. You break everybody else's heart. As long as mine not broken, I'm good. But I'm gonna break yours before you break mine. And see, this ain't no, I'm talking to the man, I'm talking to both. Cause it's on both sides now. There is no more gender specific as far as who doing who wrong. It's gender neutral. Hello. I don't care who you loving. I don't care what sex you claiming. Everybody getting cheated on. Everybody being mistreated. Everybody being misused. Everybody, every gender, every pronoun, whatever you want to call yourself, you're getting played. Why? Because you don't love you like you should, and they don't love who they are like they should. They don't understand their purpose like they should. They don't know where they going like they should. And you don't either, because you're allowing it to happen. So yeah, you can get mad and be like, I can't believe it did me like this. You allowed it to happen because you was feeling some type of way about yourself. Because you were desperate. Because you were tired of being single. Because you was tired of everybody else being happy and celebrating life while you was sitting over there in the corner just like... They did a movie called 27 Dresses, and I was telling my homeboy and his wife about I was watching this movie, and they were like, what? You watched that? Yeah, that's a good movie. By this woman who had been to 27 weddings. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. And she did that because she was insecure about her own self. Didn't think she was good enough. And then when Mr. Right came along, she was so locked into one person that when Mr. Right came along, she couldn't even see him. But the guy she was locked into wasn't even seeing her. See what I'm saying? We got to take the blinders off. We got to take the blinders off. We got to be able to see. See, what's the saying? You can't see the forest for the trees? How is that possible? Because you can't. You're so blinded by, oh, I just got to, okay. And hear me when I say this. I'm not saying don't have standards. I'm not saying to settle. But what I am saying is be open enough to be able to see what's around you. Because if you're fixated on what the directions say go here, just because the directions say go here don't necessarily mean that's the right way to go. And I used this example before. Like I said, I drive trucks, and my GPS or whatever it was said turn here, make a right. But there was a sign that said no trucks. Or it had a big old circle. It had a truck with a big old circle and a slash through it. Me, no trucks. Do not go here. And I'm like, ooh. But the directions say turn. But the signs say you bet not. But I ignored oh my God. I ignored the signs. And I turned anyway. And there was no place for a truck. One lane, curvy, one lane, trees on both sides, no room for nothing. Now, once I got through that part, I looked to my left and saw my destination. It was so close I could taste it. The GPS even said I had arrived, but I couldn't get to it. I could not get to it. So I had a decision to make. Do I find a way to be able to turn this long truck, 53-foot trailer, around? Or do I call for help and possibly lose my job because I ignored the sign? Now, because God blessed me to be that dude, I was able to get out of there. It took me about 30, 40 minutes, but I was able to get up out of there. But that's not always the case. That's not always, you're not going to be able to get out of every situation scot-free. Some stuff you're going to have to deal with. Some stuff you're going to have to deal with That was my alarm. Let me know I done been on here too long. So, I know your GPS is saying, hey, he cute, she nice, she pretty, she thick, she fine, he's amazing, he's handsome, he got a little money, da-da-da. That's the GPS. What do the signs say? Because the signs may be saying, yeah, but you can't trust them. Yeah, you can't depend on them. Yeah, they got, most skeletons in it. They don't have skeletons in their closet. They got grave sites. They got their own graveyards of skeletons. And them skeletons still walking around. They ain't buried. They yet alive. You know what I'm talking about? So, whoo, my Lord. All I'm saying is, as a single person, man, woman, don't matter. Male, female, don't matter. While you're waiting and anticipating, do some self-work. Work on you. Get to know this face. Get to know your likes and dislikes, your ins and your outs, your ups and your downs, your temperament, what you desire, what you want long term, what you want short term. Don't be all over the place. Be right here. Be focused. Be focused. Be locked in. And if that person come, cool. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If they don't, cool. Why? Because there is a God who sent his son to die for us that we might have life. And not just have life, but have it more abundantly. I'm using my hands because I want you to see what I'm talking about. You did. More abundantly. Exceedingly and abundantly and above all that we can ask or think. Boy, I'm not telling you something I heard. I'm telling you something I know. And he's going to continue. God is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. So if you don't know who he is, I suggest you find out. But you can't just find out about God if you don't know his son. And his son's name is Jesus. Jesus Christ, and Christ is not his last name. I've been hearing that here lately. Am I the only one that thought Jesus' last name was Christ? No, that's not his last name. Woo! That's a whole nother lesson right there, story, however, podcast. But man, hey, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Whew, I was a little nervous getting on here and getting back into the groove of this. Like I said, it's been a year. It's been a year, over a year probably. Getting on this mic, getting on the camera, and getting before y'all. But if y'all go back and look, y'all gonna be like, there's definitely something different. There's definitely something different. But man, it's been a blessing. So be encouraged. Be hopeful. Trust in God. Seek after him. God is standing there with his arms open wide. Him and his son. And the Holy Spirit ain't never far behind. He always right there. You know what I'm talking about? Like, oh, my Lord. 3 of them. Yeah. Shout out to, y'all, anyway. But man, again, I appreciate y'all. If you haven't already done it, subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, share. Let people know, man, your boy back in the building. I ain't going nowhere. Because I can't wait to talk. And guess what? We gonna talk about it, huh? Much love. Till next time, man. We out of here. Hey. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy, Dumb Kizzy, in the building. Can't wait to talk. And guess what? We gonna talk about it, huh? You telling me about it? We gonna do it about it. Why do it sound like dollar bill? No nobody, you know nobody. Stripping bit. Okay, I'm sorry. Ooh, but anyway, man, that's enough. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy. I said, what's going on? What is that, bruh? We out there tripping, man. Another. What's going on? What? Man. All of these men. Okay. Take two. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy Dumb Kizzy in the building. Can't wait to talk. And guess what? We gonna talk about it, huh? Yeah. Your boy back. Like I never left. And I'm feeling good about it, huh?